Hello everyone, my name is Olawale Omotego, the project assistant for Greenball project at Fame Foundation, and today I'll be talking about gender-based violence as part of the 2025 16 Days of Activism campaign. Gender-based violence remains one of the most serious human rights violations affecting millions across Nigeria and the world. In this discussion, we will examine what gender-based violence really is, its causes, its effects, examples from Nigeria, and how it now extends into the digital world. Let's get started. What is gender-based violence? Gender-based violence refers to any harmful act directed to an individual because of their gender. It is rooted in unequal power relations between men and women, and it can take many forms. It could be physical, emotional, sexual, or even psychological or digital gender-based violence. So what are the causes of gender-based violence in Nigeria? In Nigeria, gender-based violence is driven by a mix of cultural, social, economic, and institutional factors. Let's break them down. Cultural causes like patriarchal norms, rigid gender roles, harmful traditional practices such as female genital mutilations or forced marriage. Economic causes such as poverty, unemployment, and women economic dependency. Legal and institutional causes like weak enforcement of the law, a slow judicial system, and poor police response. Educational causes include lack of knowledge and ignorance about rights, while political causes includes the underrepresentation of women in leadership and the lack of political will. Religious and social causes involves the misinterpretation of religious texts that justifies male dominance. So what are the effects of gender-based violence? The effects of gender-based violence are devastating, not only for individuals, but for family and the society at large. At the individual level, survivors may suffer physical injuries, unwanted pregnancy, sexually transmitted diseases, depression, and even suicidal thoughts. At the family level, gender-based violence can lead to broken homes, poor upbringing, and intergenerational trauma. At the social and economic level, gender-based violence reduces productivity, increases healthcare costs, and widens gender inequalities, and lowers overall national income. When women are unsafe, everyone loses. To truly understand the impact of gender-based violence, let's look at two real-life cases in Nigeria. Uwa, a 22-year-old student, was raped and murdered in Benin City. Her story sparked national outrage and the Justice for Uwa and Say No to Rape movement, calling for reforms in sexual violence laws and greater accountability. The Chibok schoolgirls in 2014. Over 270 schoolgirls were kidnapped by the Boko Haram in Borno State. These tragic events exposed how terrorism, education, and gender-based violence intersect. The global Bring Back Our Schoolgirls campaign that followed called for justice and the safe returning of the missing girls. These stories remind us that gender-based violence is not just a woman's issue, but a social crisis. So now, what is digital gender-based violence? Digital gender-based violence includes any online act of harm or abuse directed at someone because of their gender. It can take many forms such as cyber stalking, revenge porn, online harassment and threats, doxing, defamation campaign, and even sexual extortion. Digital attacks can be just as harmful as physical ones, leading to fear, humiliation, isolation, and even real-world violence. Gender-based violence, whether offline or online, is never acceptable. It is a violation of human rights, dignity, and equality. We all have a role to play by speaking up, supporting survivors, and challenging harmful norms, while also creating safer spaces for everyone. Together, we can build a Nigeria and a world free of gender-based violence.